These are our graph findings that show the interests of the audience, and we use this information to help make our film relatable. Our graph findings help show what our target audience is. We asked sixth form students, therefore our results would be very biased. This shows us the age range of 16 to 19-year-olds watch thrillers. However, since we questioned people in sixth form, we don't know whether our other ages watch it too. This graph shows that a higher majority of males watch thrillers than women. Women are more likely to be interested in watching romantic films. This shows that most heterosexual people would rather watch thriller movies. However, this does not mean that other sexual orientations wouldn't like to watch thriller movies. In this graph, you can see that most people who watch thrillers are single, as people in a relationship would rather watch a romantic comedy, but there is a small amount of people in a relationship that would watch thrillers. This graph demonstrates that students are more likely to watch a thriller or any film more than an employed person, as they have more time to watch movies. The primary language for most of our audience is English, meaning our film will be in English. However, a lot of students have other first languages. This portrays that most people we asked are black, but we have a very intermixed society, so our actors can be of any race. The graph informs us that the majority of the people we asked are not religious, meaning immoral scenes might not bother the audience, and they would come to see a thriller movie. This can help us because if there are any smoking scenes, people won't get uncomfortable. There is a wide range of food that most of our audience is comfortable with, and this shows any food that might be familiar to them. This shows most people rather eat McDonald's, maybe because it's the cheapest alternative than the rest of the fast foods named. This can help us know that people would like to see their favourite fast food restaurant in our movie. If we present our audience's favourite coffee, they might like the movie more, as they are more comfortable with familiar things than new things. This graph demonstrates most of the audience drink occasionally, meaning drinking is accepted in our movie. A majority of our audience are meat eaters, so they are more comfortable with meat being shown in the film, whereas vegetarians might feel less comfortable but would accept it because most people are meat eaters. The graph shows that more people shop at River Island more frequently than other shops.
This graph shows that most people would prefer to use online shops than to shop outside, maybe because less time is spent going outside, therefore we should consider putting our movie in movie websites like Netflix, as people may not want to go to a cinema. In this graph, Amazon is the shop most frequently used, most likely because it has a great guarantee, and our audience would want a high guarantee that our film will be good. This graph demonstrates how people go to cinemas occasionally, but also they go rarely, meaning people will only spend their money and time to go to a cinema if the trailer is good enough, so our trailer should be good for all our audiences. Most people like rap, therefore they like urban styles, so our movie should be also for an urban audience. This shows many people download illegally, maybe because they don't want to spend money on a movie that doesn't seem worth their money. Therefore, our movie shouldn't cost so much to see or buy. 100% of the public we asked said they use social networking sites, meaning we could advertise our movie through Facebook, Snapchat, etc. The majority of the public use Instagram, therefore we should advertise our trailer and pictures there. This graph shows they mostly like Christopher Nolan as a director style because Batman is an action with romance and fiction film, meaning the audience likes mixed genres with a good director. All of the public we asked said the actor is an important influence on the film because some people watch the movie based on how famous the actors are, which shows the audience likes to watch movies with actors that they are used to seeing, while others like to watch new actors because they want to see different characters. Most of the audience prefer a male protagonist because it is a thriller film and men are more aggressive and dominant, unlike women. This graph shows many like cliffhangers in movies because it leaves them thinking on what could happen next, and it is a good start to the next film. The majority likes action films, so having some action in our thriller could be good for the audience's likes. Most people watch thrillers rarely, maybe because thrillers nowadays are not as expected. Therefore, we should give a lot of spook and horror in our opening sequence.
At the start of the opening sequence of the film 7, you can hear car and ambulance sounds from outside, and it opens up with a fade. Then a man is shown to be in the kitchen. The camera does not move, and it is placed behind him, probably in another room, where you cannot see his face, with a dim lighting even though it is morning. A mid shot was being used, where you can only see the man's back of the head to hip with a kitchen background, and there is no music apart from the sound of him emptying some sort of liquid into the sink. This whole scene is taken with a portrait shot. The scene is very quiet because it is trying to give an impression of how lonely he is, and it fits the atmosphere he is in. This then cuts to a close-up of a man fixing his tie, but his face was not yet revealed until the camera tilts up to uncover the main character's identity. There is still no music, and it is taken with a portrait shot. A cut takes place again, where a big close-up is shown of a man's hand grabbing 5 different items from the desk without any camera movement, and a high-angle shot. A few seconds after, it cuts again, and it shows the image of a portrait close-up shot of him organising each item into its allocated pocket, like placing the police badge in his side pocket. This indicates he is either a detective or works in the police department. Once again, a cut takes place to a medium close-up of him getting his blazer, which is placed neatly on top of his already made bed. He puts the blazer on and moves to the right to turn the lamp off. The camera turns left with a pan shot.
Here is a mysterious figure lying on the floor in a pool of blood with a quite dark lighting. This connotes that a crime has occurred. A mid-shot is used while the camera tilts up, showing the head but not the face of the body. This is taken from a high angle to show how powerless this dead man is. In the background you can hear radio sounds of probably a member of authority trying to communicate with the police, informing them of another accident. Cars and an ambulance is heard as well. These sounds are meant to be heard by the characters, so it is a diegetic sound.
After a cut, the main character is shown to be walking towards the camera, where it first started as a long shot, but as he walks forward, it becomes a medium close-up focusing on his talking and facial emotions. He is wearing a long coat and a hat. This body language shows insecurity, and his hands are in his pockets. The camera tilts up slowly as the man gets closer in a portrait shot. In the background you can see a window splashing with blood and some lights hanging from the ceiling. The man stares at the fridge while the other detective far behind talks. The camera tilts up as the main character rises from looking at the picture stuck on the fridge. A medium close-up with a portrait shot is being used. A cut happens again. The other detective finishes talking and walks behind towards the window. As he does this, the camera tilts up because as he walks, his size changes because of the distance, and the camera still wants to show his head. Another detective comes in front of the stairs, and the camera then focuses on him, making the detective behind him blurry, indicating he is not important anymore. The new detective walks forward and the camera tilts up as he comes closer, making sure his face is properly shown. In this scene, the camera is at a low angle, making a long shot which moves closer. In the background, you can see an ambulance bed trolley being taken out from the house right before the detectives come out. Because of the camera moving closer, it creates a mid-shot Up to this point, you can hear diegetic sounds of ambulance, cars and rain. The atmosphere is depressing, which goes with the fact that people have died. The camera moves in the same direction as the actors move. The camera follows from the front with a pan shot, so the audience can feel like they are walking with them. The camera only shows the top mid part of the body because they are having a conversation, but also some of the background is shown where you can see people passing through like a normal day. The camera is at a low angle to show both characters are dominant. He is shown to be in bed with an extreme long shot. There is a distant sound of an ambulance.
With a big close-up, he is shown to put on the sound metronome to make him fall asleep because of the voices in his head. His job is taking over his personal life. The camera moves forward closer to his face as he falls asleep, then cutting back to the metronome and again to him.
It then fades to black with the sound of thunder, and it goes to the credits with non-diegetic music playing. The music is quite deep and depressing, which creates suspense.
The film taken starts with a black background, and then the words 20th Century Fox Presents appears by fading in. The first scene is a cut from a black background. In this scene, it shows a close-up shot of a birthday hat. The camera is moving slightly. In this scene, a medium close-up is used to show a young girl. This indicates it is the girl's birthday. The music is a simple, non-diegetic instrumental, which also has slicing noises. The scene then cuts again, and the girl is now opening her present. In this part, the camera focuses a lot on her facial expressions, excitement and happiness, which gives the audience a positive mood. The camera is the same shot, however, it moves as if someone is holding it. You can see in this camera, zoom is being used. As the camera zooms, some credits are shown on top, overlapping the scene while it is happening. The words fade in and move along with the camera, and then it fades again. You can hear laughs overlapping the instrumental, but these voices are made with an echo, indicating it is a memory as everything else is also fading. A few more cuts happen consistently and quick with a close-up shot. The scene then cuts to the present time of a close-up of the main character in this film. He is waking up from the flashback. The lighting is dark, which indicates the scene is during the night. After a cut, you can see a wide, medium, long shot of him in a dark room all alone, which indicates the woman and girl are his wife or ex-wife and child. In this scene, you can see Chinese takeaway boxes, which shows he's a single man. All of what was said is done in a portrait shot. A medium close-up is taken to show the characters' faces and emotions. He has a sad appearance, which probably means those memories make him sad. The camera moves to the left in a pan motion. It cuts to a static extreme close-up shot of a karaoke paper, then cuts away after grabbing the paper. He grabs the paper, but this is shown in a different angle, where the camera is at a portrait mid-shot. A cut is then made where the film name is next to a picture, which is smart because it gives us a hint of the person in the picture being taken. This is done using a big close-up.
The film starts off with some of the credits showing some of the stars that are in the film, the name of the film, the production companies, etc. After the name is shown, it fades from black into a close-up of a man holding a picture. The picture he is holding at first is not clear, then as it finishes fading, it becomes a bit clearer, but we still can't understand what the image is of. When it comes clearer, we can see a lot of red, which connotes blood and death. The picture is quite disturbing. As the man is holding the photo, non-diegetic music is being played. As time goes on, the picture the man is holding is fading away. This tells us that the scene is rewinding. We haven't yet seen who is holding the picture. This leaves the audience wondering who it is. Then cuts to another close-up of the man holding the picture from a different angle. We notice that the man is wearing a ring on his index finger, which shows that he is a married man. In this scene, you can also see the man's clothing, which is a suit. This may confuse the audience, so they may think why this man is taking pictures like this. At this point, the picture is blank, so no one knows what is going on and what situation he is in. Here we can see the man holding the camera, which tells us that his character definitely took the picture. This makes us think, was this man involved in the incident or not? Also, the man is taking the picture rather than calling someone, which makes us think that something suspicious is going on. This then goes straight into another close-up, but instead this time it shows the character's face. This is the first time seeing the character's face. He's quite a young male and he looks traumatized by what he's looking at. He has a few splashes of blood on his face and he also has a fresh scar, which could be he was actually involved in this incident. Here there is blood going up the wall, which shows that it's still going backwards. It is going up the wall quite fast, which shows that it's picking up pace and builds up tension for the audience. Here there's a bullet on the floor. This connotes that someone's been shot and murdered due to all the blood. The fact that there's a bullet shows that this was a planned murder and starts to relate to the other shots before. This then cuts to another close-up, but a close-up of glasses covered in blood. This shows that the person shot is more likely to be a male. Here's a point of view of the victim of the shooting lying face down on the floor. We cannot see the face, but we know the picture that the character took was of this man lying on the floor, but we still don't know why. Here's a low-angled mid-shot, which shows the character standing over the body in a dark, abandoned place. The gun goes back into the character's hand from him throwing it, which shows that it was him that murdered the man lying on the floor. The pace of the music and of the scene is increasing, showing something big is going to happen. Here the character has a gun to the victim's face. We only see the man's face for a short part of time, so we still don't know who it is that's been murdered. This creates suspense.
This is our risk assessment.
Our location is Upper Norwood Park.
And this is our second scene for our opening sequence.
One hazard is the weather, because it could be raining or snowing or really windy. The people who could be harmed are the crew or actors, and the property which may be damaged are the cameras or the tripod and the location where we're filming. The risk controls which are already in place is that we'll be wearing warm clothing and use umbrellas if it's raining. And further action is that we'll film under shelter.
Another hazard would be the mud. We can slip in this and we can get dirty. The equipment that could get damaged would be the camera or the tripod, as it could drop in it and then we'll not be able to use it anymore. Our shoes could also get dirty, the actors' shoes could get dirty. We can control the risks by filming away from the mud and film on concrete.
Another risk hazard is puddles or frozen puddles, as you can slip and hurt yourself. Also, your clothes could get wet. A way to avoid this is to stay in dry land, concrete, or wear some boots.
Another hazard are trees and branches, because they can fall on us while we're filming.
Also, the leaves can blow on us while we're filming.
The equipment that can be damaged is the camera and the tripod. Branches could drop on them and the equipment could be damaged.
One way to control this risk is by filming further away from the trees.
We should also make sure it's not a windy day.
This is our risk assessment and this will protect us from anything getting damaged or anyone being harmed. Thank you. Our film is about a 17-year-old girl called Eva. Her boyfriend is killed by his twin brother, which has recently come out of jail. But she doesn't know this. What do you think about that?
I think it's a pretty diverse idea. to make that story narrative, because the twin brother has killed the brother, and the 17-year-old girl, Eva, doesn't know about it. It's pretty creative though.
The fact that it's about murder, it can draw in the audience as people like violence and murder, as I see it as interesting. It catches their eye quickly. Yeah.
What do you think we can improve to make the film better?
I don't know really. It's a pretty good narrative you just explained to me right there. I think for now I think it's perfect.
There could be a wider range of casts. Also, there could be a bit of comedy in it to make people laugh as well as make people interested about the murder.
Is there anything you would like to add on how to make it better? Anything you'd like to say?
Nothing really I would like to add to make it better.
Nothing else. I would like to say that the movie seems very good, and I think I would like to see it when it comes out.